Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Homemaker's channel. Um, and today I'm going to be making for you from a somewhat from a new category. It's called Everyday Cookies. It's a very simple cookies. Not like your holiday cookies or festive cookies. It's the kind of cookies that you want to fill your cookie jars with, and, and for everyday eating. And as you can see, my jar is empty. So it's time. And guess who ate the last one? Yes, I did. Guilty. Um, I wanted to, for those of you who don't know my channel, I do a lot of baking and everyday homemaker type of videos. And as you can see, here we go. As you can see, I have a lot of cats. Today, Gizzy's with me. He's sound asleep. And you can't see too much. Molly's. There you go. That's Molly. And of course, there's cats all over the kitchen today. So, just to warn you, if you see any cats jumping around or my head's going all over the place, I am keeping tracks on the kitty cats. And with all that said, let's get started. I am going to bake for you oatmeal raisin cookie. Old-fashioned oatmeal raisin cookie. I thought that was good for everyday cookie. And I was watching some old movie and it kind of inspired me of the good old, I shouldn't say inspired me of my good old days because I'm not that old, but it was a black and white movie. And yes, it kind of brought me, what do you call that? It made me feel nostalgic about the old days and the old movies. And I know his grandmother used to make a lot of old-fashioned cookie recipes. Oatmeal is one of them, and chocolate chip. And so this is where the idea came from. And before I get started, let me read off the ingredients, the things that you will need to make this. You will need 1 cup of raisins, 1/2 cup of raisin water. I soak my raisins in water. You can, if you want to, you can boil them a little bit, but even hot water or even cold water, if you just soak them for a few minutes, it plumps it up and keeps it moist. And it makes the cookies a little moister, more moist. So let me go back and read it again. 1 cup raisins, 1/2 cup raisin water, 3/4 cup butter, 1 1/2 cup sugar, 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon vanilla, 2 1/2 cups all-purpose flour, plus 2 cups oats. I use the regular oats, not the instant oats or anything. 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon baking powder. Normally in most recipes you'll have more powder than soda, but this recipe calls for 1/2 teaspoon baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon cloves, and if you want to, you may add 1/2 cup chopped nuts, which I am not going to. I'm having a little dental issue, so I'm omitting nuts right now. But and the spices. If you're not into spices, then you can omit them and it will come out just fine. But I happen to like spices, so I will put that in. And I will hold this up for you in case you want to pause it. And if that wasn't long enough, you could just pause the video. So let's get started by preheating the oven to 375. The original recipe called for 400, but it looked like my cookie was turning a little too brown, so I turned it down to 375, and it came out fine. And you will bake that for 8 to 10 minutes on a ungreased cookie sheet. So let's get started. I need a bowl. As with most baking, you do all the dry ingredients together and the wet. And whenever you have butter and sugar, you always cream them together first. So here's 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour and 2 cups of oats. This is a reading glass, and it gets a little blurry when I move around. Oops. Then I have 1 teaspoon baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon salt. And cinnamon. I'm going to put cinnamon. I don't know what I did with it. Maybe oh, here it is. One teaspoon. You can tell I bake a lot, and I wash these a lot. They faded, so I just got a magic marker and just scribbled it back on. It doesn't have to be precise. If you like more cinnamon, put more cinnamon. I find 1 teaspoon to be enough. And it's 1/2 teaspoon cloves. But I'm going to omit that because I haven't bought my cloves yet. During the holidays, I'll probably buy some. I'm not a super big fan on cloves get too spicy for me, but I do like them, so I will buy them for the holidays. But whenever I can omit them, I will omit them. And 1/2 cup chopped nuts. But like I said, I'm not going to add that because of my dental issues right now. But yeah, if you have no problem, and if you like nuts, please add nuts. Makes it a little tastier, more texture. So, but you will add that later on when you add the raisins at the last. You just mix the dry ingredients a little bit so that they all incorporate. You won't have a lump of oats and spices all in one, one blob. And again, I have most of these things covered only because I have cats. And they do come up once in a while. So let me cream my butter and sugar. I forgot to do that. But I have 3/4 cup butter in my bowl. I'm walking with the damp slipper, and it makes that squish squish. So add 3/4 cup of butter, and to that I'm gonna add. It says 1.5 cup sugar, but I started adding 1 cup white sugar and 1/2 cup of brown sugar. With the raisins and spices, I thought the brown sugar would add extra richness, extra more. Tastes better. Take my word for it. So you would cream this. I'm gonna take it back there and post it there because it's kind of loud. I don't think it's gonna hurt the video. Just this way back there. I will just have to talk louder. So I wanted to talk about my raisins. This is an everyday cookie, so you can just add raisins and water, like I said. But for the holidays or something special, you might want to add rum raisin, which I have here. And I need to strain 1/2 cup of the liquid. So watch me make a mess. I want to show you how plump they get without spilling. And of course, these raisins have been in the rum for a long time, so they are really, really plump. Now that sticky hand. Molly, that's Molly. You guys know the chicken piggy. And of course, my piggy's down there eating dry food. No, you won't be able to see it. I thought maybe I could move it, but she moved. That's just it. I want to show you all my cats, but they keep moving around. Need a little bit more. As soon as I open that lid, I can smell it. I'm making a mess here, as usual. It doesn't have to be exactly one half cup. Now this is really tasty. You know what I like to use this for? Uh, Homemade vanilla ice cream. It's really yummy on top of ice cream. Or store-bought ice cream. I know my friend loves rum raisin ice cream, so I thought I would make that and then share it with her, and she really loved it. Ever since that, I've been making a jar of this and keeping it in the refrigerator for dishes like this, or as a sauce, on top of a pancake. You know me, I like my pancakes. Let me check on the batter. Yeah, you didn't have to beat it this long, but you just want it creamy to incorporate the sugar and the butter. I could have, instead of talking, I could have added vanilla to this right while it was beating, because you would need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And if you omit it, it doesn't matter. It tastes better. Everything tastes better with vanilla. I would cream the butter and the sugar in a bigger bowl, in a big bowl like this, because you would always be adding stuff to this, to the butter mixture. Let me add my vanilla now. I always put extra vanilla. And you would want to put egg. You might want to beat it a little bit more. I forgot my beater. I think I would need this. And then you would add the dry ingredients and fold in the raisins and the walnuts last. And while you're mixing the flour in, you can also, put the liquid. Let me get this cookie jar out of the way. Just wanted to show you who the cookie monster is in this house. I'm trying to make this video short because it really doesn't take long. You just dump the rest of the liquid in. Then you would add the raisins. Then you would add the raisins in. And you would just keep mixing it till it looks like it's all incorporated. I almost forgot the cinnamon. The batter is kind of thick, so like most cookie batters, they're all thick. In my opinion, it's hard to mix. But at this point, this is what it looks like. I like to mix it. Actually, the cinnamon, if you put it after you cream it, it will disperse more evenly. But I put it in a little late. Better late than ever. At least it's in here. What I think I will do is, I really want the raisins and everything to be mixed well, so every bite will have plenty of raisins. So I'm going to just wash my hand and use my hand to I use my hand a lot. I think it's the best tool. See how easier? Because it tastes better when it's all mixed well. Because in the bottom you can see, if I can just take it out. In the bottom you can see a little bit of white flour. No matter how hard you try, sometimes it's hard to mix it well. And that's why I like to use my hand. You can really get in there. It's just a little tip that I learned. If you're not too keen about using your hand, wear one of those food gloves. But it really makes a difference rather than having a big pile of white flour. You're taking the time to make it, so you want to make sure get it all mixed right. Then I'm going to wash my hand. I'll put it on pause. I'll clean. Then you want to just drop it on a ungreased cookie sheet. I have mine lined with parchment paper. It makes for easier cleanup, and your cookies will not stick. I keep forgetting to grease the. It helps a lot if you grease this thing here, the scoop. I just use my hand. The cats are sitting at the door looking for their pet squirrel. I say they're pet squirrel because they look forward to watching the squirrel eat. I feed them every morning. I put about three per in a row, about 1.5 to 2 inches apart. It makes about 6.5 dozen. It depends on how much nuts and how much raisins. I didn't put no nuts, so it might make less. We'll see. But I always put little extra raisins because I just love that rum raisin. Since we made it ourselves and it's already there, it's not as expensive as it would be if you had bought anything like that. If you can come across it. I've never seen that in a store. Maybe because it has alcohol. I don't know why they don't sell them because it's really delicious. And of course, if you order rum raisin at an ice cream shop, I would think they just use the artificial rum flavoring. I don't know if they will use real rum, not in a ice cream shop, unless they cook it off first. But yeah, yeah, I like these little scoops because they all come out the same size, approximately the same size, and they bake evenly, all the same time. I should be able to get 12 if I space them right, which I didn't. That's okay. It's only for us. That's why it is called everyday cookie. You're allowed to make it mistake. It's not a mistake, it's just not spaced evenly. It might, well, you might have to chop it off. We'll find out at the end. But yeah, then you would want to put it in the oven for at 375 for 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, the oven beeping, so I brought it out. this is what it looks like. You bake it till it's golden brown. Mine took 11 minutes. It says 8 to 10 minutes. You have to just check. Sometimes it takes less and sometimes it takes more. But when you're baking cookies, always keep an eye on it. Don't walk off. Because cookies are small, especially the small ones. They burn fast. Ooh, it's hot. I want to do a quick taste test. Let me turn the oven off. That beeping sound is very, very annoying. Whew. Hot, hot, hot. Take it out. I had a rack up here. Oh, it's right in front of me. There we go. I don't want to keep it in the pan too long because the pan is hot at 375 to 400 degrees, depending on your oven. It will keep baking. So you do want to work fast and remove it from the pan. This may look a little darker than your normal oatmeal cookie. I think it's because of the brown sugar and the cinnamon, the spices, and of course the rum raisin has a darker color. But it's hot. I'll do a taste test, but that's it. Then of course it'll make a lot more. I'll keep baking after I turn it off. I want to keep it under 30 minutes, but it went to over 33 minutes. Ooh, hot. Yeah, if you have time to make rum raisin, makes a difference. You can impress your friends that like oatmeal raisin cookie with extra rum flavoring. This is it for now. And me and the kitty cat, me and Gizzy, want to wish you a good day, and we pray for peace and also for everybody's health, physical health and the mental health, especially at this this time with the coronavirus. But I did get my second shot, and I will be making a video of my experience. So until then, please adopt cats from all over. Please adopt cats or kittens or dog from your local shelter. And don't forget the seniors, as always. They're harder to adopt, so I always remind people, senior pets make great companion. So until then, bye-bye.